Good morning, friends. Here I am for another coffee chat. Today is Friday and it's April 17th, I believe. And I just wanted to sit down again and finish my coffee. I got some strong black coffee here made by Lush. I don't know if you know that brand, but it's really good. And the first thing that's on my mind is the BC trip, the British Columbia trip. I talked about it last week. I know it's old news, but I just wanted to say to my mother and father-in-law, Rod and Christine, if you see this, thank you so much for graciously hosting us when you have just been having such a busy time. And just wanted to say what a great time we had visiting with you. We had a beautiful meal for Good Friday, actually, and went to some absolutely inspiring, lovely church services, little walks along the lake. We had good food, good coffee. Their home is a beautiful place to be, and so I was just thinking about that and how I was really focused on talking about my daughter and meeting her boyfriend in my last coffee chat, I think, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned that we had a great time and thank you for your hospitality. So on that note, have you ever just wanted to get away for a bit? All of us do. We all want to kind of escape the drudgeries of life, the little drudgeries, like feeding the cat again. Even worse than that, cleaning the litter box, doing the dishes, wiping the counter for like the 50th time that day, cleaning out the fridge. For me, it's been shoveling snow. I shoveled snow as recently as yesterday morning. I spent an hour shoveling snow because we got a huge downpour. So that's one reason why I'm sitting in this glorious sunlight by the window, kind of half in and out of the sun, and just enjoying the fact that the snow is finally melting. I used to go away for little tiny escapes, more back in the days when the kids were teenagers and there was a lot going on. I was working a lot and there was just always a lot going on at the house, with the kids and their friends, and I would sometimes just jump in the car and go for a little drive. I would tell Dylan, I'm going for a drive, I'll be back soon. And I would just go and often go to this campground that it's just the tiniest campground. I think it had 8 spots. And it was called Frog's Gap by the locals. And just this little pond and these beautiful big poplar trees. And I would just go and turn off the car and sit there in the silence. And then I would get out and walk around a bit and just listen to the wind rustling the leaves in the trees and have a mini escape, a tiny little getaway. And we need those, right? Well, right now in my life, I don't really do that anymore. And it's because I'm home alone a lot, and that's kind of like my mini escape. In the morning with my coffee by myself, that's my little mini escape. So anyway, I just wanted to say, that I am so grateful for the chance to go and be in a beautiful place like British Columbia, where spring comes way earlier than here, and just enjoy the views of the lake. And if you're wondering what it looks like, my Thursday coffee chat 2 weeks ago, I did there on their little deck, one of their decks. And you can kind of see what it's like. So you know what I'm raving about. Well, the other thing that was on my mind to talk about is totally different topic. So thinking of YouTube, one of the things I've been meaning to mention is saving videos to watch later. Do you ever do that? I always do that because I follow so many creators now, and I really want to watch. I know I can't watch every video, but a lot of times when I'm scrolling through, or I'm looking through, or I'm looking at another video, I see a video pop up and I don't have time to get to it right then, but I don't want to lose it. So one thing that I do all the time is I just hit save to watch later, save to watch later. And then I have this watch later playlist. And the thing with watch later is, even if you don't specifically go to that playlist to find that video again, like if you forget about it, YouTube will keep putting out in front of you those videos that you've saved to watch later. So just in case you didn't know about that, that's a little hack for trying to get to those videos that you want to see and you don't want to lose and then have to remember to go back and search for it, because you know how that goes. So while we're on the topic of YouTube, did you know that now you can stop seeing shorts? Now, apologies to those of you who love shorts or do a lot of shorts. I've done a few kind of mainly as an experiment and sometimes just for fun, but I have noticed that when I do a short, the views on the last long form video that I do kind of stop. And at first I thought it was just a coincidence in timing, but I think there's something to that. And anyway, the main thing with shorts is they're addictive, right? It's kind of like TikTok or Instagram Reels, where it just keeps going and going and going. You just keep scrolling, auto scrolling. And if you have a lot of discipline and you don't do that, then 2 thumbs up for you. I am not that way. I try, but I will lose a lot of time just scrolling sometimes. So I had set it up that it stops after 15 minutes, or after 15 minutes, YouTube Shorts says you've reached your 15-minute limit. Well, now they must have been listening to people wanting this. They have 0 minutes. So this is what you do. If you're interested, you can turn off shorts. Go to your channel, go to settings. So your channel, settings, click time management, and then click shorts feed limit. You have to actually, touch it. You have to bring it up, and it will have a bunch of different time limits there. And now they have 0. So if you click that, you will stop getting shorts. You can still see that there's shorts, and if you want to go to watch them, you can, but you won't have that constant feed in your YouTube feed. And for me, that's perfect. That will save me a lot of time. I'm not a huge fan of shorts. So anyway, if you find that interesting, helpful, if you already knew that, I apologize, but it's supposedly a brand new thing that YouTube is doing. And yeah, the last thing that I wanted to touch on today is my Bible study. All right. Now, I knew that when I started the Bible study, which I really felt compelled to do something that would get God's word out there more, and in a way that was inductive, or that means you go to the text and you unpack what it means in context, in the right language for the people at that time, and what the author intended. And it's not deductive. So deductive is when sorry, I just noticed a great big orange cat out there. not a huge fan of other people's cats on my property. Anyway, the other way is when you have an idea in your head, or a thought, or a theme, and then you go to the Bible and you try and find verses that support that. That's different. And so anyway, I felt that there was a need for this, and I prayed about it, and I really, I'm excited to keep going, even though it's actually really hard work. And I pray that I will have the time to keep doing it and doing it well, especially in the fall when my new job starts. Anyway, all that to say, I knew when I started doing that there wouldn't be a lot of views. because most of the people who are subscribed to my channel, maybe they're not Christians, or they're not interested in Christian content. And so I expected that. But what I'm wondering now is, should I just make a dedicated channel for Bible study, devotional content versus prayer, that kind of thing, and keep it separate from Stories for Humans? Because even though I talk about God a lot in my videos, it's different, right? It's a different type of content. And so I just wanted to ask what you thought about that. If you thought that was a good idea, because I'm pretty sure that's what I'll do. And then that way, people who are looking for that, they won't be confused by all the other stuff I have on my channel. And people who are subscribed to me because they, are interested in some of the topics I talk about, they won't be like, what is this Bible study thing? So, all right, well, I gotta get back to it. The sun is behind a little fluffy cloud now, and but it's still a sunny day. The snow is almost all melted that fell in the last couple days. And I'm gonna go back into the spare room and keep packing away things that need to find another home. And decluttering and finding some little nooks and crannies somewhere in my house where I can put all of these things. All right, thanks for coming along. Thank you for having coffee with me. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, whatever you're doing. All right, talk to you again really soon.